Okay, I decided to do something a little different. So, as I've said in previous videos, the lamp I was using is gone. The flash was blinding me, so I decided to use the light from the no signal screen on the TV. I turned the Xbox off, and I noticed the room was lit with the blue light, and I love blue light. I turned my camera on and it picked it up perfectly. And I'm like, why don't I just do that? And for added effect, I turned my black light on. You can only see half of me. Yeah. It's the only place I could fit it that would reach, that there was an outlet. Anyway, I've had people recently asking, I just realized I'm a total mess when it comes to technology and stuff. My phone adapter is broken, so I'm tilted. I don't have a light, so I'm using my TV light and a black light. Well, I don't have to use a black light. That's just for whatever reason. Yeah. Anyway. Probably has a cool looking effect though. I didn't actually test it out. I just turn on the screen, I'm like, oh look, I can see, I'm going to use this. And I didn't even take a test footage. Anyway, I've had people recently asking me questions like, my thoughts on this issue and that issue and this and that, whatever, and like what I believe on whatever, all sorts of things. And I'm like, why does everyone care? And I refer them to a recent Cracked article, Everything You Need to Know About Ken Bone, or something like this, titled something like that. And it had like a fake Q&A, like it had like the question like, what is Ken Bone's thoughts on this? And the answer would be like, it doesn't matter because he's an individual and his opinion shouldn't affect yours. And every response was like that. And it's just like, I get like 2 views on all my videos, and then I got random people asking me my thoughts on these different issues, and I'm like, why do you care? But eventually people would keep asking me, and I just had someone bombarding me with questions like, what do I think on like legalizing marijuana and stuff like that? And a lot of people are stereotypical, and they assume they already know what my thoughts on certain things, because like I've stated on here before, I'm a Christian. That's what I believe in. That's on my about sections. I have 10 things to know about me. Number 1 is I'm a Christian first and foremost, and I've even got a blog ministry that was that Noah's Ark thing. And so people automatically assume they know what my thoughts are on certain things. Like the legalization of marijuana. Someone actually rolled their eyes and went, well, of course you're going to say no to that. Okay, I personally would not smoke it. Not because like the Bible tells me not to. It doesn't actually say that. It doesn't say anything about it. I didn't see anything. I haven't actually looked, but I'm pretty sure it's not in there. But I don't choose not to for religious reasons. It's just I personally wouldn't want to do it. Do I think it should be legalized? Yes. I am for the legalization of marijuana. And that surprises everybody. I was like, my coworkers and I were talking about that the other day, and that's where they were rolling their eyes like, well, yeah, we know what you're going to say. I was like, I'm for the legalization. I was like, yes, I'm for the legalization. I actually research things instead of just going by what the mainstream, the scare tactics. I've seen, like, someone did a video on once, like Philip DeFranco or someone did, like, there was like a scare tactic video, like, this is what, it was some ad somewhere, I think it was Philip DeFranco, did a video, like, there was, like, a PDA, a public service announcement, no, the PDA is public displays of affection, PSA, public service and PSA, yes, I get dyslexic, I get the numbers mixed up, the letters mixed. And someone did one about marijuana, and like, there's going to be pot shops everywhere, and your kids are going to do it, and oh, humanity. Okay. And then they always put out things like, you can overdose on it. You can overdose on water if you excessively drink it. Everything is about moderation. I've got a friend. Several friends that do it every day, and they're totally fine. In fact, it helps them concentrate. I've never heard of a single case of someone being high and wrecking. In fact, you're more alert when you're on it. And if you're one of those people that are anti-legalization of marijuana, you're probably like, oh, it's all over the place. I saw on Fox News they talked about... Yeah, it is possible to be high and wreck, but it's usually someone else's fault, like someone running into someone that's high, and then they see the other person's high. Oh, it had to have been their fault, even though, their light was green, the other person's light was red. It was their fault because they were high. No. And so, there's a reason doctors use it for, you hear of using marijuana for medicinal reasons, for health benefits. The things that people are worried about, like all the effects I ever hear people say attribute to like marijuana, it's actually more common with like heroin. They show people that are like all like like a heroin addict. They show it to them like, oh, see, this is what marijuana does to you. No, that's heroin. All those drug overdoses, cocaine, and heroin, and I don't really know all the drugs. I know those I definitely wouldn't do, and those should stay illegal. They're illegal for a reason. But something I found weird is alcohol is legal, and that does cause drunk driving. You're more likely to wreck. That is totally legal. Well, not drunk driving, but alcohol is legal. There's dry counties and stuff, but for the most part, it's legal. And yet, you get, marijuana slowly, people are coming around, but for the longest time, why is that an issue, but alcohol isn't? Of course, they had prohibition, 100 years ago, in the 20s or 30s. You think I would know that. I think it was in the 20s. Because, Boardwalk Empire. That's why I know that. That's sad. Anyway, oh wait, no, maybe it was the 30s. I don't remember when Boardwalk, I think it was the 20s. Yeah, it's because there was the Charleston, and and the thing, and the place, and people, and stuff. Or there was the regardless of when Prohibition was, they tried it once, they didn't stick with it. Now it's back. Another issue people automatically assume they know my opinions on: same-sex marriage. I actually upset people when the Supreme Court made the ruling that gay marriage was legal. There was all these Christian blogs doing angry posts like, "Oh, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen," and America's going to hell now. And just waiting for him to destroy it like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. And my black light just ran out. I'm going to unplug it now. Yeah, that thing kind of freaks me out. Doesn't those things release UV rays, so you shouldn't have them on for too long? Yeah. I don't think I had it on long enough to do any damage. This might not even be big enough to do damage, but it's still kind of like about it. Anyway, so all these Christian bloggers are posting these hate-filled. Wait. Huh. I had my chair blocking the light from the TV. And on my blog ministry Facebook page, Fig Tree Reborn, I actually did a post. A lot of people were waiting for me to do my angry rant. And I actually didn't do an angry rant. And I made fellow Christians angry at my post. It's basically saying that I don't see what the issue is, because in Scripture it does say that the nations are going to, there's the law of God and there's the law of man. And the law of man is it's not gonna be the same as what the Bible says. And so, not to fight it, just to go with what the law of man says, as long as it doesn't directly contradict the Bible. Like if it says murder is now illegal, well, the Bible says it's not, so don't. And it says same-sex marriage is legal. It doesn't technically mention. I mean, it is in the Bible, like in Leviticus, and like everyone points that in Leviticus. Blah, blah, blah. I can't spoke tonight. It is in Leviticus. It says that. Everyone points that. It's in Leviticus. It says that. It also says that in Leviticus, it says that if somebody from a different nation comes into your nation, they're now part of your nation. They're part of your society. So that kind of kicks the whole illegal immigration thing in the same book that those people are pointing to and say, oh, see, the gays are evil. So anyway, what I'm getting at is, well, it does say that. It also says that you should love everyone, you shouldn't judge anyone, and it doesn't matter if homosexuality is a sin, because all sins are forgiven through faith in Christ. And I pointed that out on Reddit, and they're like, oh, you're still saying homosexuality is a sin. No, I said it doesn't matter if it's a sin. It also doesn't matter if drinking coffee is a sin, or having air conditioners is a sin, or having blue light is a sin. It doesn't matter. The only unforgivable sin is the sin of non-belief. So in that scripture, and people ignore that. And actually, here's my thoughts on that. If you're going to ban the gays from marrying because you think it's a sin, why don't you have an issue with adulterers marrying, or liars marrying, or thieves marrying? Actually, banning the liars from getting married would be far more useful than banning the gays from getting married. But that's just my opinion. And like 3 people are going to watch this video. So, yeah. And then other issues. Immigration. Since I mentioned that. One of the big things, I have so many people that follow Donald Trump, and their number one thing is, oh, he's going to finally solve the problem of immigration. Why is that a problem? How is that a problem? Do you notice that when people started saying that if Donald Trump becomes president, they'll move to Canada, all of a sudden Canada goes, hey, come up here, you'll have some land, and we'll give you a job, and we'll do this and that. And there's different Canadian companies that started doing that. They said, hey, if you're in America and you want to come here, we'll give you a job and a house. This seems to be not the only, this seems to be one of the few countries. I know North Korea does it. Yes, I'm comparing America to North Korea. That has an issue with people moving there. If I wanted to, I could up and move to Scotland. I can't right now because I can't afford it, and I don't have a passport. But pretty much the only thing stopping me from moving to Scotland is funds and a passport. Of course, they wouldn't immediately, like the government there wouldn't immediately say, okay, you're Scottish. I'm half Scottish, but it doesn't really count because it's like further down my line. So I'm not Scottish. Like my great-great-great-grandfather is, or something. I don't remember who it was. But that's just an example. Like China or something. I had friends that offered to let me live with them in China. I have friends that live in China, and they were like, you want to move here? I have a spare bedroom. And I'm like, human rights issue. I won't be able to get online, at least not the way I'm used to. And all sorts of issues. Tiananmen Square happening again, 1989. Yeah. I wouldn't actually want to live in China. It's a cool place. I'd like to go visit there. but I wouldn't want to live there. Scotland I do, because I'm the whole photography thing, and I my friends that live in Scotland, they actually, one of them was in the hospital recently, like an overnight thing, and she took a picture outside of her window, just the hospital parking lot. You could see like the hills in the background. It was still an amazing picture. I mean, Scotland is an amazing place, visually. I mean, and you know, it's Scotland. It's amazing. And I'm talking about immigration. Okay, people say, you know, the Trump supporters say, "Oh, he's not racist. He's not racist at all." Okay, explain this. If he's not racist, why is he building a wall along the Mexican border to keep the immigrants out, but not one along the Canadian border? I asked some Trump supporters that, and they're like, "Well, we don't have a problem with the Canadians coming in because they're like our sister nation." No, it's because the majority of them are white and English speaking. For the most part. I mean, I'm not saying all Canadians are white and English speaking. They also speak French. And speaking of that, there was something I brought up with someone and I were arguing about this, about the Mexicans speaking Spanish and the Canadians speaking French, and they were like, "There's no difference." No, I was saying that I'm trying to remember the exact wordings because it was a good point. I said it, so pretty like that. But they were saying that, you know, Mexicans speak Spanish, but Canadians, you know, they're white, so they speak French. And I was like, well, okay, French comes from France, and Spanish doesn't originate in Mexico, it's from Spain. So it's like, I don't remember the point. There was like, that's like the setup, but there was a point behind it. I don't remember what the point was. So it's kind of like I told you half a joke. I did tell you the punchline, although that, you know, that wasn't a joke. So it's kind of a bad analogy on two fronts. Well, basically, I don't have a problem with immigrants coming here. Everyone's trying to say that, like, Trump's doing a good thing because he's going to stop the immigrants from coming in here. And he wants to stop the Muslims from coming in here. And the Syrian refugees. I can't even spurk it right. Spurk. Oh my God! So, and I love what the Mars company, Mars Inc. did. Okay, Trump Jr. used the example, if you had a bowl of Skittles and 3 of them were poisonous and I handed it to you, would you take a handful? And then the Mars company said, Skittles is a candy and the Syrian refugees are people, not even comparable. And, oh wait, is he still recording? Alright. 18 minutes, wow. Wait, what does it, I don't even know if you can see me. I'll just make the assumption that you can't. I'm going to turn the fan around. Okay. I had the fan it's facing up. And it's on low. There. Now you can probably hear it. I can feel it now. It's starting to get hot over here. And, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Everyone talks about, the terrorist attack in Paris was from, I haven't really looked too much into this, but I don't know if they automatically assumed they were Syrian refugees or if there actually is evidence, but it's still just a few of them. There's millions of these people, and like 5 of them were assume, like I said, I didn't really look too much into that. I automatically was like, yeah, sure, you automatically assume it's them. And then I just kind of went on. But now everyone's still saying, well, they did this and they did that. And they're saying that ISIS did the bombings in New York a few weeks ago. But the guy who they caught, like, no, everything's now ISIS, according to people. And I've even heard rumors that Samsung is part of ISIS, and ISIS. They see that ISIS is part of Samsung because of the phone bombs. Oh, I was actually kicked out of my bank. I did a couple of videos recently about Chase Bank, and I'm actually about to get rid of them. Not because of this, because of everything I've complained about. It's actually gotten much worse. But anyway, I got kicked out of there recently because I said I have a Galaxy S7. Galaxy S7. And they're like, oh, you can't be in here with that. You need to get out right now. Get out, get out, get out. And I'm like, no. It's an S7, not a Note. Get out before I call the cops. And I had to leave the bank because they thought it was the Note 7. He said it was a Galaxy 7, and that was the one that explodes. And I was like, no. I was trying to explain to him. He's like, get out. And they were going to call the cops to me because I had the Galaxy S7. It's the Galaxy Note 7 that explodes. People are stupid. And, but that's neither here nor there. But I say I'm rooting for Hillary, not actually voting for her, because I'm actually not able to vote this year. And it's actually, I was going to do a Facebook post about this, but there's people telling me I should call and report this person, or report them, or what. Trump said that this thing's being rigged, and I don't think it actually, not in the way he's talking about. There is some kind of fraud going on, at least when I called up there, because I called up there, it was like middle of September. I wanted to register to vote, because I haven't registered to vote since 2008. I didn't vote in 2012, because I was like, well, Obama's going to win, obviously. And then he won, and I was like, wouldn't have mattered. Of course he's going to win again. And in 2008, I voted McCain-Palin. Most people don't admit to that. They're like, no, nobody voted for them. They lost, obviously. Like, you told me before that you were never going to vote for a black guy. Like, I never said that. I had a friend that said that. He goes, there's no way they're going to let a black guy in the office. He's going to do reverse slavery and he's going to enslave all the white people and have them work plantations. It's black people's revenge. I'm like, they can't do that. The president can't just say, I'm going to do this, and he has to go through, no, you don't understand how this works. I'm like, okay. And so I voted McCain-Palin in 2008, and didn't vote in 2012. I was going to vote this year. I was going to vote Hillary. I was going to vote Hillary. And not because I love her, and I think she's amazing, and the best thing, and she's the ideal candidate. People, every time I say I'm voting Hillary, or I'm going for Hillary, they always, oh, okay, what about Benghazi, and the emails, and the this, and 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 they list a whole bunch of reasons that you should not vote for Hillary. And they, bombard the comment section, and they bombard my inbox, and then, or if it's in person, they'll follow me around the store, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm not saying she's perfect. She's not even remotely perfect. In fact, Trump is completely evil. Hillary is slightly less evil. She's like here's Trump on the evil scale, and here's Hillary. It looks level, don't it? No, look. It's slightly less. I know Hillary is evil. She's just slightly less evil than Trump. It's the slightly lesser of two evils. So just because I'm pulling for, talking about the fraud. So in mid-September, I went online. I was going to register to vote. I know that you can do it online in some places, and it told me to put in my location. I put Ohio, and it said that Ohio only allows people to do. You can't do it online. You have to actually either call up there or go in person. So I was like, well, I don't know where it is. I probably wouldn't have a way up there because I walk everywhere. So I called, and they asked for my information. I said, well, initially I'm from Texas. I just moved here a couple years ago to Ohio. And they said, oh, well, if you've only been there a couple of years, you're an Ohio resident on the state level, but on the federal level, you're still a Texas resident. So you'd have to go back there and register there and vote there. I'm like, I've never heard of that. Oh, well, it's the laws. You need to, most people don't know this. You got to educate yourself. And da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. Okay, whatever. And then I just kind of like, I was kind of telling some people, like, this is messed up. I never knew about this. It's a stupid rule, stupid law. And then somebody who's very politically knowledgeable, I was telling them, this was like a week ago, or a few days ago, maybe I think it was Wednesday, and today's Saturday, and they told me that is not a thing, that whoever I talked to lied, and that there is no difference between state resident and federal resident. So I went to go see about registering, and it turns out the deadline's passed. And the deadline to register was October 10th, and it's the 22nd. Oh, when I found out, it was like the 20th or something, like the 18th or 19th. So, but then I was telling some people about this happened. I called up there and they said I can't register because of the state thing, and they're, you need to report them because they can't do that. That's, they lie to you, or because they're trying to dissuade people from, trying to talk people out of registering to vote. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, because why would they randomly tell me I can't register and not anyone else? And I don't know if this happened. No one else I talked to had this happen to them. So I mean, I don't know if whoever I talked to is bored and whatever, but that was weird. But so I can't vote, but I'm for I'm for Hillary. I can't even say it. Are there any other? I'm sure there are other issues that I haven't addressed yet. Let's see if it's still recording. Man, I just suck it. Like, it stopped recording when I was talking about marijuana. It's like, no. Okay, the Dakota Access Pipeline. I did a whole video on that. And I actually hate that they're calling it the Dakota Access Pipeline, because now when people think Dakota, they're like, oh, that's that horrible company that... No, I'm talking about the state. No. Yeah, that should just be canceled. Okay, it's causing, no matter how they go through with this, if they build the pipeline, there's going to be riots. It's actually more dangerous at this point if they were to build it than had they not... Had the natives and everyone not started doing the protests and everything, it would have been dangerous because it's near the water. It's going to destroy the water and kill a lot of people. But now that there have been protests, if they put it in the ground, it's going to be even more dangerous because people are going to know it's there, and it's going to be likely to have more people are going to attack it, likely, to get rid of it. They're going to try to dig it up or something. Or try to blow it up, or whatever. And so they should either just cancel the whole project, or find it, like, even if they have to go the long way around, or so, I don't know how all this works. But there needs to be some other way, or I don't know, probably find another way besides oil. Because isn't there, like, I heard there was a lot of people that said that solar power is not a good thing. We can't do that because it's too expensive. Germany, okay, you already know where this is going. The whole thing with that is, I don't know why it's, I'm trying to find, I said before, I don't script these things out, because if I do, like, if I try to read from a script, I sound like I'm reading from a script. Like, I am not reading from a script. I can't read my own handwriting. Like, I think that says bungee jumping. Why did I say that? I don't know. Oh, Bundy. Oh, yeah, the gun thing. Okay. No. Anyway. Oh, about the gun. Okay, that's another issue. And make sure it's still recording. And it's been half an hour. Yeah, no one's gonna watch this. No one. I don't know why I'm still going on. Gun things. Gun things. Yeah. Obviously, I don't think they should be taken away because Well, for obvious reasons. Okay, I'll just give a perfect example. I watched a documentary recently on the University of Texas sniper. Back in the 60s, I think it was. He was up on the tower, and he started sniping people. And you're probably like, how does that go for having guns? You know, he had access to a gun, and he went up in the tower and started shooting people. If he didn't have access to a gun, that would never have happened. The thing that got my attention, though, I mean, it was a really good documentary. I watched it on YouTube. I don't know. I think it was Discovery Channel or PBS or I don't know, but it was a really good documentary. And the thing that got my attention, though, was after a while, people fled the area, and they came back with their guns and started shooting up at the tower trying to get them. So the majority, like 99% of the people are responsible with guns. It's that 1% that like shoots up the theater in Colorado or Sandy Hook or Columbine. Though there are a lot more shootings nowadays. But I mean, if it was everybody that had a gun, then it would be a whole lot more. It'd be, I was gonna say there'd be a shooting a day, but I think there is. But you know what I mean? There'd be like, I'd be hearing pow 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 outside my window right now. I'd be having to shout over the shootings. I've been shot at once in my life. I was walking past, I saw two people arguing. They were like, there was two cars parked, and they were in between, and they were arguing, but not like shouting. They were like holding each other closer, like I don't know what they were saying, and I could tell they were about to like either like da da da, or they already had or something, and they didn't look pretty. So, and I waited till I was like a block away, and I got out my phone and I called 911. I'm like, hey, there's this fight going on. And I gave the address, and as I hung up, I heard a pop, and then a ting in front of me, and I'm like, what was that? I heard pop, ting, and I turned around and there's somebody walking towards me with a gun, and then I saw, pop, and then I guess the ting was the bullet hitting. I started running, and I was like, at that point I was like 2 blocks away, so it was, or like a block and a half or something. So like, it's not like he was like this close, like hey, boom, but he's a horrible shot. But no, like, so what I'm getting at with that, my whole life I've only been shot at once, technically 3 times, but it was in the same incident. If everybody that had a gun was like gun crazy and like want to go out and shoot, it would have been so much more than that. I'd be shot at every time